Alright, so this is the model kit figure review for 30-minute fantasy Liber Warrior. So there he is, and here's the box. So as per usual, let's get a close-up at the box. There he is in all of his warrior glory. Here is the bottom. So you get armor class, job change, silhouette, class 1, Liber fighter, and then armor cross, job change to Liber warrior. And then his element core is earth. And then here's this side. You get more product shots showing everything for Liber Fighter and Liber Warrior. You don't need any glue. You only need snippers. And then here's the side of the box. And that's it for the packaging. So let's move on to the silhouette form. And it's not coming up on camera all that great, but his core, it comes up on camera great, actually. His core is way more orange on camera than in person, because it's a bit more subdued. Well, get a close-up at his eyes so you can't see them. He's got orange stripes everywhere, and all that jazz. Back it up. So, articulation, head, full 360, arms, full 360, can go out that far, bend that far, some wrist articulation, leg up that far, bend that much, some building articulation with the foot, but he can go up and down, and he does have ab crunching. So, that's it for the silhouette. That makes up Liber Fighter. But, for a comparison, here is Liber Knight. So you can see that Fighter is shockingly shorter. Shorter, but more well-built. He's more agile, which is kind of funny. And get a close-up at some of the deeds. You can see that the arm is thicker, that his hand is thicker. They both have kind of the similar built leg, but different. The leg is shorter, but much thicker. The heads are noticeably different in some of the shoulders. But yeah, very interesting. So you have body type 1 and body type 2, where you have neat and agile and well-built but short. So, without further ado, and here is everything you will need in order to get the silhouette here into fighter mode. So, let's begin. In order to prepare silhouette here in his fighter mode, we're going to want to rip off the head, rip off the arms, and rip off the legs. We're going to set all of these to the side, but we're going to start with the legs first. And obviously, these orange bits, if you haven't already, you're going to want to take them off and then replace them with the pig ones. But because I think that's a dumb step, I just have it on, and in silhouette form, I just turn him around. But he's going to be staying in this form for a while. So, to start, peg meets peg hole. There we go. You want to grab the outer shells, and you want to make sure that this was pointing back. This piece can be a bit tricky to put on and take off. Oh, didn't want to fight that time. Cool. That peg goes into that peg hole. And then you want this peg into peg hole. And there is a leg all armored up. Repeat the process with the second leg and set them off to the side. Let's grab the body. Right, forgot. You want to take off the breastplate on the body as well. And this can be a bit of an annoyance to take off. I'm going to take that off, and then you want to obviously take off the mouth plate as well. So that peg goes into that port right there. And then that peg goes into that port right there. And then we shall take these three, put this back piece on. Oh, oops, I did an oopsie when I went to change it back into this form. You want this upright. So then that way the peg matches. And you want these shells on like so, so that the spike is facing forward. That is my oopsie. I didn't realize that. And you'll see why I had that oopsie in the first place after. And then you want to slot this color piece. There's a tab right there that goes on right where my finger's at. Just slot that in to the best of your ability. Then peg on the breastplate. 2 pegs with 2 slots. Like so. And now you're done with the body. So set the body off to the side. May as well do the head next. Take this crest piece, plug it on to the back. Take this mouthpiece and plug it in. And then take the helm piece and tab that in. And boom, you got a head. And now for the arms. Swing the orange pieces forward. Plug this one on like so, though I think it's actually the reverse of that, where you want it the cuff length to go up. Like so. And then take this back arm piece and just plug that on. Take this upper arm piece and plug that on. And boom, you have an arm all done. And if you want, you can even take this shield and plug one of your many accessory bits to it. And you can plug that on. Other way around. So there you have that. And then do the same with the other arm. Plug this one on first. Plug this on. And then plug this on. And there's the other arm all done. So now, let's put them together. Got the legs. Just peg them in. Peg it in. Make sure he's standing up straight. Clasp these side skirts around and angle them however you see fit. Raise up the camera so you know what I'm doing. Plug in the arm. And the other arm. Bring these around. Give the mighty warrior his axe. Which he kind of holds on to well enough. Then plug on the head. And there you have Fighter all armored up. And he looks cool as hell. Not colorful in the least bit, but it works. Get a close-up here at his head sculpt, so you can see those divots and his eyes. His earth core is still showing. The crotch plate, the legs, very armored up legs, which is awesome. He's got a rounded shield and an axe. And there you go. Now, articulation is very limited. Obviously, you still have your 90-degree bend. Your arm can still go out enough. Your leg can go up still and can still 90-degree bend. And his leg can still go out about that far. And you still have your knee joint. And you still have foot articulation, sort of. So there is Fighter in all of his glory. So now, for size comparison. And here is everything you'll need to turn Fighter into Warrior. So let's get started. So I'm going to begin with just removing his axe and then removing his shield, because that's just easy. You want to remove his head, bring these out and remove his shoulder pieces. And if memory serves, I think that's about it that you want to do. I would also advise just bringing his arms out and bringing those pieces out, just because it would be much easier. So, set him off to the side. And you want to take apart the entire head. So you're left with the state, because the head gets a bunch of new pieces. So there you go. Put that off to the side. Take the shield, take this piece, and just sandwich them together like so. And now you're only given one option for the shield disc. Set that off to the side. Obviously, you can peg that in. And then take this piece, these pieces. You can fit the axe right there, and unfortunately, it doesn't actually go into the actual piece itself. But then take this and sandwich it between, and there you have his new weapon. Set that off to the side. Now, let's start from the bottom up. So, these pieces will just slide in. Oh, I think that would go the other way. Yeah. So, you want it this way, or positioned this way, and it goes in from the bottom, and you just slide it up. I don't know if it actually pegs in. I'm not willing to test that out. But so long as the connection is secure, I don't care. So there's that. Peg on this piece. Come to the back and peg on these two pieces. And now you can bring them over. So you can then peg this piece onto the back, because he's got a cape going on, which you can then peg this into. And then you peg on his new shoulder pads, or shoulder pauldrons. Like so. Now you can bring his arms down, bring his new shoulders over, give the mighty warrior his shield, quite literally. And unfortunately, you are going to have to split his hand open to put his weapon in, because it recommends to put his weapon in with the brown piece. Then plug on the head. And there is Liber Warrior in all of his awesome glory. And I think Warrior is much better than Fighter. And I think Warrior is much better than Fighter, because Warrior actually has color to him, even if it does look like shit. As in the color shit. But there you go. So let's get a close-up at his new head. So he's got horns coming out from his mask. He does have a bit of a plumage right here. His new shield design. His waist. His armored legs. Got additional armor. And then his weapon gets added to it as well. So, with that out of the way, for size comparison, or just comparison in general, here is Holy and Liber Knight. So you can get a sense of how these two look together, and they look awesome. There you go. So that has been my model kit figure review on 30-Minute Fantasy Liber Warrior. I do plan on getting Viking in the future, but it will be a new Liber Fighter and Viking, so I can have both on display at once. But anyway, that's all from me.